Hello. So I got a reaction from a post I made a few days ago on key decisions to partner choices. And the person was asking, why is marriage so difficult or do not last these days? But we'll have so many relationship advices or advisors on social media right now, and still marriage do not work. Well, first of all, I would say that love is a beautiful thing and marriage is beautiful when you are with the right person. It's something that people look forward to have. Before I proceed, I would say that there is no particular principle that works in a marriage. You won't say that when I apply this, it will work for me. When I apply this or that, it will work for me. The reason why I'm saying this is because these are two people who are coming from different background, different ideologies, different personalities, cultural differences, society, different perception towards things, different personalities. So you have to come together, learn each other, and decide or figure out what works for you. Saying that there are principles to marriage, I think personally for me, I won't agree to that. Rather, when knowing your partner, when learning them, when observing them, their character, their IQ, their emotional intelligence, emotional differences, their cultural background, personalities, then you can figure out what works for me in my marriage, in my relationship, in my friendship. And that is where compromises comes in. The only thing I tell people is this: try not to compromise your values for something that is not worth it. Because if it's for compromise, if it's for sacrifices, it will definitely come in marriages, in relationship, in friendship, whatever it will come. Having known this, let's proceed to the question why marriage is so difficult or do not lag. So there are thousands of reasons that could make a relationship or marriage not to work. But then I'll be pointing out few things that I feel are the reasons why marriages do not last these days. Remember, there are thousands of things that can make a marriage not to work. Although these are not coming in order of preference or something. So the first on my list is marrying for the wrong choices. Marrying for the wrong choices or wrong reasons. People go into marriage because of so many reasons, right? There are people who go into marriage because of companionship. There are people who wants to marry because of to have children. There are people because of financial stability, because they are lonely, single, because of societal pressures. There are so many reasons that people run and rush into marriage, which will long run affect your relationship because there are pressures to you in getting married, right? Now, marrying for the wrong choices, I've seen people say things like, you complete me, I complete you. The truth is that two incomplete people cannot be complete in their marriage because there are things that are still lacking in themselves. Before you go into marriage, you should be whole in yourself. You should be complete in yourself. Is from the overflows that you have, you can be able to give to the next person. So if you do not complete yourself in the places that you still feel lack, and you feel like when you get married, it will cover up those things, it won't favor you in the marriage, right? So wrong choices can affect a relationship when you are married. Marriage comes with a lot of challenges. Marriage comes with a lot of things, and probably is not, you rush into something and you feel like, oh my God, this is it. And finally, when you get into the relationship or when you get into the thing that you are rushing into, you find out that is the opposite of what you wanted or the expectations that you want or you need in that particular thing is not what you're looking for. So it is important for you to know the reason why I'm getting married. A lot of people do not ask this question. They are just overwhelmed. They are just excited about marrying, being with someone. Some people even marry because of they want to protect, they want to bear the name or the title of I'm a married woman, I have a husband, and Mrs. Not knowing that after the wedding, after the title, there comes the real marriage, and afterwards, what will you do about it? So it is important for you to understand the reason. Ask yourself before you say yes to a person, before you say, I want to enter this relationship, I want to go do this thing with this person, you should ask yourself, why am I getting married to this person? Why am I getting married to him? Why is he getting married to me? You talk about it to yourself. Ask yourself the question, understand the reason why I'm choosing this person over the thousands that are in this world, so that when you get into your marriage, it will be easier and loving for you. Marriage is not easy, it comes with challenges. In those moments of challenges, you can be able to remind yourself the reason why I am here. Okay? So it is important for you to understand and know the reason why you are getting married. Secondly, marrying for the wrong purpose. Marrying for the wrong purpose. We all have our purpose in this life. We all have our calling. We all have destinies that we need to fulfill. If you are doing this marriage thing with someone, you should be able to understand the person, the person's purpose. Is it aligning with your own purpose? Does this person have visions? What are their visions? Are they workable? Are they achievable? Are they aligning with mine? We all have our God's given purpose, God's given vision. Even if you want to be a housewife, if you want to bear children, there are men that you marry that will tell you, I don't want you to work elsewhere. What I need you to do is to take care of my kids, take care of the home. There are women who wouldn't have no problem with that. That is their calling. They take the responsibility, make a good home for their man or for their husband. But there are people who want more, who are not okay about not working. They want to do more, they want to do a lot. Those people, if you do not align your purposes with that particular with your husband, with your man, you see that there will be clashes in marriage. I've seen a lot of people or a lot of persons who their husbands say, marry me. Um, when you marry me, I'll train you in school. I'll take you to the higher, I'll train you to the highest level of education that you want to. On the long run, the opposite becomes the case. So you should be able to understand and know the person that you are marrying. Marry for the right reasons. Are my purposes, are my visions aligning with this person? Will this person understand? Will this person build me? Will this person take me to a higher level? Or will this person man me down? So these are the things that you should put into consideration before saying, yes, I want to do this marriage thing with this person or go into this relationship with this person. The truth is that it's from your relationship you can know, that is your dating or courtship stage. I prefer people getting to know themselves better as friends or dating stage than courtship. They said is 3 months, 6 months, thereabout. But if you are dating someone, you can be able to know them, know how they are reacting to people, know how they are treating other person. Because someone might pretend and say that I love you, they treat you nice, but treat other people wrong. All these things comes in your friendship or dating level, but because probably you are blindly in love and you could not see all these things, or you still pay ignorance, you give ignorant actions or attitudes to them. And when it comes to marriage, the person exhibits parts or some of the things that was, and you started saying he wasn't like this before, he wasn't like that before, blah blah blah. That has been who they are, but because you blindly choose to stay with them, and now they are now reacting to you in a way that you wouldn't like, or they treat other people, you started saying that they're changed. So let me not go into details. So thirdly is understanding your partner. Understanding your partner comes with a lot: their ego, cultural background, their families, their likes, dislikes, their attitudes. There are a lot to understand and learn about your partner. That is why when I see people who rush into marriages, I feel for them because they really don't understand what they are going into. You don't really know this person. Probably the person has shown you the good part of them. I'm not saying that nobody is perfect. We are all imperfect human beings that are working into perfections, right? But then the good thing about life is that, or the good thing about this is, we all have our weaknesses. We all have our low moments, right? Our bad sides. But let your bad side do not supersede the good part of you. If your bad side is 20%, your good side should be 80%. That's what makes you human, because we all make mistakes. Is natural. So understanding your partner, knowing them, makes you to avoid some things when it comes to marriage or relationship. For instance, how can you marry someone whose religious background is different from yours and expect not to have little issues with them, even their belief system? Understanding your partners too comes with your partner's value system, your value system, and will pay a lot of ignorance to these. If their value system do not synchronize or align with your value system, I don't know what you are going there to do, because it won't work. It won't work because there will always be controversies, there will always be misunderstanding, there will always be disagreement in that relationship. So the best thing for you to do is to understand your partner, know their reasoning, how they react to things, their cultural background, their belief system, their religious background. When you learn them, it helps you to know if I can do this with this person or not. For instance, there are people who value traditional beliefs. When a man tells you, I want to marry more than one wife, and you're someone who do not you are someone who is not an advocate for polygamy, so what are you still doing there? But because you blindly refuse to pay attention to details, on the long run, when it's playing out, you begin to feel offended and disagree with things that are obvious, right? Because these things might not really come in immediately, but on the long run, you see them playing out in your life, in your marriage. So it is important for you to understand who you are marrying to, know their value system, their belief system, their families, their siblings, learn them, because you're not just marrying your partner, you're marrying them as well. Know the things that works in their family and compare it with your belief system, and know if they or if it's something that you are looking forward for. Okay. So fourthly, lack of communication. Sometimes in relationship we assume that our partners know, like he should know, she should know, and assumptions has really dealt with a lot of relationships and marriages. When you notice there is lack of communication when it comes to marriage or relationship, you should ask yourself questions about that relationship. Trust me, it's is a lot. When we are talking about communication, it's not just about verbal communication, it's verbal and non-verbal communication. That is why you should learn your partner, understand them, right? Understand them to know what triggers them, what do not trigger them, for you to avoid some certain things. Likewise, in communication, when you understand your partner and know how to communicate better with them, you don't even need them to say before you understand their language, right? Then there are cases that do not play out. You need to communicate verbally with your partner, make them your friend, share things with them. I don't understand how people will be in a relationship where they can't even express their self regardless of who their partner is, because your partner is meant to be your friend. Your partner is meant to be your gist mate. Your partner is meant to be like your soulmate. So when you do not communicate, you cannot share, you cannot express yourself freely with your partner. I don't know how people cope in such marriage, but I myself, I can't do that. Right? So lack of communication plays a very huge role. When you notice lack of or bridge in communication when it comes to your relationship, please kindly call at the attention of your partner and ask questions and work towards that to bridge that communication. Okay. I could remember when someone told me that he wanted to marry, and I was surprised about the person marrying. I asked the person a question. I asked the person a lot of questions, but this is very important. I asked the person that, do you understand the emotional needs of your partner? Do you understand the emotional intelligence of who you are marrying? Okay, probably let's assume that you understand. Do your partner understand? You know, Emotional intelligence is very, very important when it comes to marriage, and it plays a huge role, not just in your life as a person, but in your marriage as well. You should be intelligent about your emotions. You should be able to control your reactions to your emotions, because the truth is that we can't control our emotions. Our emotions are static. We have a knowledge that our emotions are there. That is why when things happen, you tend to act and react, take actions that sometimes you regret, sometimes you'll be like, I'm so proud of myself that I took this decision. They are all in connection with your emotions. So you should be emotionally intelligent about yourself. You should be emotionally intelligent about your partners, about your partner. Understand them. We all have emotional needs. Are you meeting up to the emotional needs of your partner? Are you meeting up to the emotional standards of your partner or yourself, you as a person? That's it. In talking about emotional intelligence or emotional needs, that is where self awareness comes in. That is where self awareness comes in. Are you even aware of the actions that you take? As human beings, there are things that you do, and you'll be like, I didn't just do this. I didn't do this. But obviously, you were the person that did it. So, understanding your emotional needs has a huge role to play in your marriage. But we don't talk about it. Do we even know that we have emotional needs when it comes to marriages? Most people do not understand that. No, most people do not know. That is why you react easily to things. That is why when your partner is angry, or you are having a misunderstanding with your partner, and one person is raising voice and the other person is replying back, are you two playing? Are your emotional intelligence playing out? That is no. Two captains cannot sail a boat, a ship, right? Two captains cannot sell a ship. So, what do you do in such situations? That is when your emotional intelligence plays a role. It comes in. If you're having a misunderstanding with your partner, you should be able to know how to react to each other and not hurt each other's feelings or egos. So, you should be intelligent about your emotions when you are having misunderstanding with your partner, when you are going through rough times. You should be able to know what you are, your answers to them, how you talk to them, the tone of your voice, your reactions, how everything plays out. Always come to things from a positive perspective. Then you can be able to understand your partner better in terms of their emotions. Okay, it has a lot of way of putting things, or calming situations down. Another thing, like, before I round off, is carrying there are people who carry their past into the future. Whenever they are going, they say, okay, baby, follow me. You don't need to, we don't need to. I need to safeguard myself. I need to, you need to safeguard yourself. It's okay to be, but let your next not suffer for your past. That is just the truth. And there are a lot of people who carry their past experiences to the next one and say, I won't let this guy do this to me. I won't let this girl do this to me. I won't give this person this chance to, I can't walk through this path again. You need to be smart. That is why if you are self aware, if you are full of yourself, like if you are complete, whole in yourself, you should understand who you are, know your value system, and then take it to the next. Sometimes you can teach people how to love you better. You teach people how to love you better, and not people loving you the way they want to. Okay? You teach people how to love you better. So that is why you should be able to know what you take in and what you take out as well. If you are carrying your past, probably you've went through some traumatic times or situations in your life, and you don't want it to play out in your next relationship, and the person probably is a good person and they are suffering from that. Is why sometimes you lose a good person, you lose good people because of your past. I'm protecting myself, I'm building the walls, I'm not letting my walls down, blah, blah, blah. And you see yourself going through the same thing. Sometimes the universe brings us people or the same situation and want to know our reaction to it. And when you keep on reacting the same way to the same thing, you kind of throw them away, push them away, and it keeps on affecting your relationship, your marriage, or whatever people that you have around you. Another thing I feel that kills relationship is social media. Social media will have a lot of beautiful faces and crying faces beneath the scene or behind the scene. People, what when we come online, you see people trying to be all right, you see people trying to be fine. They'll want to pepper you and all of this stuff. They'll always show you the good side of them, what they are feeling and experiences, and you on your part wouldn't know the real or their reality in their marriage, in their homes, in their relationship, and you'll start comparing yourself, your relationship with them, and start wishing for the things that might not be real. And you might think that it do not have an effect on you, whereas it has so much effect on you on the long run. And when they start playing out, you might not even know that there are these people around you that will start telling you, if you are someone that is who takes advices. And that brings to me, learn to be teachable. There are people who are not teachable. There are people who don't want to learn. There are people who always claims right, feels right. And such people, that this thing falls back to understanding and learning your partner too. So this thing now is a big challenge when it comes to marriage or relationship if you are not teachable, because come to think of you, these are two people coming from different backgrounds, different places that are still um trying to work out to be perfect, to know each other, and you don't want to learn. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you have to compromise your principles for you, the other things to come in. The only thing I could say is, as far as those things that you are giving your compromise for are not to your own detriment or the detriment of others, then you can do it. Unless they are, you should watch what you're compromising for. Okay, so be careful what you let into your life, what you let into your marriage. It has a way of destroying marriages, it has a way of destroying friendship, relationship, and what have you. So you should be able to understand that what you see online are not always people's reality. So stop the comparison, stop wishing to be, and start working on yourself. Start just working on the potentials that you have inside yourself. It will help you to sustain your marriage. It will help you. It is okay if you are taking in. Be careful where the things you are taking in is from. The truth is that most of the people that comes online to tell you this and tell you that, let me say 50% of them do not practice what they say. That is why that this falls back to what I said, that marriage do not have a special principle or a certain principle that you say, if I do this, my marriage will be perfect. No, you figure it out yourself. You know your partner, you are with them, you wear the shoes and know where it's holding you. You can be able to know how to handle things better, figure out what works for you and what did not work for you. Then you can have a sweet and loving relationship. Remember, for your marriage to come, for marriage to last long, there are compromises. It is inevitable. There are compromises, there are sacrifices, there are times you have to, let some things, so many things to pass, you know, but that doesn't make you weak. It makes you smart, it makes you stronger. So you can take a horse to the river, but you won't force a horse to drink its water. So you can get so many advices from people, you can, do a lot, but applying it is where the work is. Applying it is the most important thing. So if your advices are coming through, you should be able to pick and sieve. Even what I'm telling you, you can be able to sieve and pick the one that you feel you need and apply it in your marriage. And trust me, you will have a beautiful home. Always marry your friend. People say that a lot. The truth is that we are all human beings, we are imperfect, we have our weaknesses, and I will always say, let your weaknesses not surpass your good side or good person. Let the good part of you always be bigger than your weaknesses. And trust me, you will have a sweet and loving relationship. There are a lot of thousands reasons why marriages do not work, you know, but these are the few things I feel like talking about, that the reason why marriages do not last these days. So I'll conclude by saying, marry right, marry for the right reasons, marry for the right purposes. Marry someone who will understand you, someone who will push you, someone who understands that you have visions, someone who will push you even in your weak moments. That is who you need, not someone who feels otherwise, right? So marry someone who will understand you, carry your visions, even in your independency. They will always come through for you. They will always support your visions. They will always carry you. And it's vice versa. It's not meant for one person. That is why whoever you are marrying should be in alignment with God's purpose. That's the most important thing. So if you've been following us so far and you love our videos, kindly share, comment, let people know us, let people hear about us. And God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye.